Okay, is it audible now? So I'm using my phone's microphone instead. Shivam, can you confirm? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so let me just switch to screen share. Yeah, here's where we left off in the afternoon. We were building a SQL practice portal and we had the backend ready. So we created some doc types. If we go to this and this, so we created one, two, three, four, five doc types. So we started with the problem set. Problem set. We created one problem set. We attached a SQLite DB, and then we have created problems, right? Ah, created problems. Then each problem had a problem statement and the correct query for that. And we had an option to consider order or not consider order, right? And we had submission, SQL submission. Yeah, okay. SQL problem solution. Okay, that was. So when the user enters a correct query, it is marked correct, right? And when they do something incorrect, it is marked as incorrect and the feedback is generated. This is where we left off in the morning. And as per the front end, let's bring up the dev server and lms.localhost 8080. Yeah, so I'll visit SQL slash pset0 or whatever. And this is the route we set up, right? We refactored the framework assignment that was there and SQL portal.view. This is what we had, right? And now what we have to do is we have to load the problem set data, right? Which will come from this doc type, SQL problem set list, right? Let's write some introduction. LMS, or let's say problem set 0. In this problem set, you will do some practice of basic querying, right? Nice. And then we will pull in the data. Cool. Which will be the problems. So let's start with this. So I will start by importing create document resource from FrappeUI. Still doesn't work. That is fine. So this will help us do get doc basically, right? So let's say const problem set. Hi, Blender Forever. How are you? Create document resource and we'll pass in the doc type. Doc type will be SQL problem set and name will be route dot params dot p set name. Nice. And then we'll do auto true On success, let's console log whatever we get from the backend. Cool. So I'll go back to the front end. Wait, JavaScript console. Okay, we got the data back. I'll move myself to the left. Nice. So we got the data back and it's nice. So what should we do now? Right, we can start using this data. So let's import loading indicator or loading text. Let's see what actually this is. Okay, nice. This can do. So I will say loading text, loading. See, it shows this thing. If I don't give anything, will it work? Oh, it still works. So I can get rid of this part. Loading text. Nice. This will be v if uh, problem set dot loading. So if it's still loading, right? Else let's move this to the top. Don't worry about the styling right now. Else we will want v else if, let's say problem set dot data, right? In case we have the data, we will use that data. So let's start with removing this h2 problem set dot data dot name. Nope. Doc. No. Let's just do json dot stringify and check what is in the data. Okay, there is no data. Is it called doc? Oh, it's called doc. You can say pre. Nice. So see what is this is the data we got back from the backend, and it has the introduction, so we'll render that. It has the data set which we won't use in the front end, and it has the problems which we need to fetch from the backend as well. So first of all, the name. Let's say problem set dot name. This will be h2, and then I will have a paragraph here of just a div which will have the problem set dot introduction, and this is markdown, so we have to render it. And let me check if I have rendered markdown anywhere in the front end till now in the framework portal. Day 1 assignment area. Oh, I have HTML instead. That's okay. Let's mark down it. npm. So markdown it is basically a markdown renderer. See, weekly downloads. So we install it. Yarn add markdown it. Okay. cd assignment portal. Yarn add markdown it. Nice. We installed markdown it. How to use it? Import markdown it from markdown it. Okay. Nice. Const md to html equal to markdown it. And then md2 html. Let's see if this is the minimum we need to do. Oh, there are a lot of complicated options. Okay, doesn't work. It's not a function. Okay. Oh, dot render. Okay, md.html. So write a function. This can be md. Uh, so it takes markdown and return md of markdown. Yeah. Dot render. Nice. So I have a utility function. This should work now. So it generates the HTML, but in view we can do this vhtml equal to md2html problem set dot doc dot introduction. We can remove this part. Nice. If we inspect this, we will see that it indeed, no, where is the introduction? Hmm. Yeah, I think this is the HTML. Nice. So if I go and do some more stuff in the backend, let's see if the markdown is rendered properly. Yeah, see, bold, nice. So this works. So probably we can remove this H2, and Tailwind out of the box has this thing, pros Excel, and I'll tell you what it does. So it will give some base stylings. Excel is too much. Let's do LG, and LG is also too much. MD, yeah, much better. And let's add some spacing, M5 or M4. Nice. This is much better, right? and we can style this thing. Class text font bold, nice, and margin bottom 2, text gray 700. Hi Ashwin, how are you? Let's do 600. Yeah, so it's taking shape. What's next, right? So what I want next is, so this is the introduction. I want to render the problems here, right? And for each problem, I want to render an input as well. So let's just fetch the problems first. Const problems create list resource. This also comes from FrappeUI. So it is like get all. Create list resource, and doc type is SQL problem, and we don't want it to auto fetch, but instead we want it to fetch once problem set is loaded, right? Once the problem set is known, we want to fetch all its problems. Okay. So say D, and we already have the child table. So we can just say problem names equal to, so what all problems do we want to fetch, right? Problem names equal to d dot problems dot map p dot let's just console dot log problem names JavaScript console array of 1 1, correct, nice. And now I will say, okay, wait, this won't work the way I am thinking it should work. So we'll have to do this on the fly, this part. And here I will create a ref const problems equal to ref empty list. And then I will say doc type filters name in problem names on success. So this is the on success of the problems. Console.log d. Let's see if this works. Nope, ref is not defined because we didn't import it. Sometimes this auto import doesn't work. Okay, we didn't see any console log. Because auto true. Nice. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we are only getting the name of the problem, but we want more. So for each problem, we want the problem statement, just the problem statement, because we don't want the correct query. Otherwise, they will check in the console and get it. Correct. So we want fields, we want the name, and we want the problem statement. Nice. Let's go back to the front end. See, write a SQL query, this, that. Now the problem statement is there. So what do we want to do is on success, let's just say problems dot value equal to D. So I'm storing this in the problems variable. Now what we have to do is we have to render them. So let's do v for problem in problems key problem dot name, and let's do p problem dot problem statement. Doesn't work. JavaScript console. Yeah, it works. Write a SQL query. See, and this is also markdown. So now since we have the utility, we can easily come here, change this to div, v html, md2 html. Nice. Cool. And we also want the index. So I will render the index here. So this can be an ordered list, right? And this will be one list item. No, this can be div because semantic HTML, right? We will write semantic HTML. So the list item has two things: the problem number, problem index 0, right? So if we want it to be natural, problem 1. Nice. I will wrap this in a span. Cool. And then let's give it some margin top 10, horizontal rule. Oh, HR. Yep. So this looks nice. So some tweaking might be necessary, but it's taking shape. So I like the clean look. So this span will have some class of font semi bold, text gray 800 probably. Too much. 600. Fine. Nice. We can do underline offset 1, and cool. So problem 1, right? Write a SQL query to show all the data from the student table. And now we want to render an input so they can, what do you say? Submit an answer. So I want an input and a button. So let's go to FrappeUI.com. Grab the input component from there. Form control. Text input. Text area. This is what I want. Let's just copy it from here. variant subtle your query disabled false. I don't want that. Label can be solution. V model, we'll see. We will attach it to some form, but let's go back. Uh, okay, because we didn't import it. So let's import form control from FrappeUI and nice. So we may need like to decrease the width of this thing. So let's go here, class max width excess. We could increase it, but I think it is fine. MD or SM. Yeah, SM is better. So let's add margin top 1. This is not looking good. Margin top 3, better. So write a SQL query to show all the data from the students table. Solution, and now we want a submit button. So again, I will import button from FrappeUI. Button, submit. Here is the button, right? And I want it next to this thing. So let's do some flex magic. Wrap this too in this flex class, flex row. Weird. Items end, much better. And I want to remove this margin top from here and add this here instead. Let's add some space, x-axis, space x1. So nice. Submit, submit, submit. This is too small. Let's do min width. No. Max width LG. Remove this min width from here. We can directly add width, by the way. Oh, this controls the font size of the in this thing. Select star from student. Here is where you will write the input. I'll fix the styling later. Mm, 14 is too less. Width 80. Yeah, better. So they will write the SQL query here. Select star from student and they will hit submit, right? So somehow we have to store it in a variable and on submit, we have to submit it. Okay. So let's add one more problem to see how it works. So I'll go to preset 0, add one more. Show first name in ascending order of last name. Tricky, right? So this will be select first name, first names. Select first name from student, order by last name. Consider order, right? This is why we implemented the feature. Now I will say 2. Cool. Go back. See? Magic of V4. But now how do we handle this submit, right? So for handling this submit, uh, the backend is ready, right? The backend is this problem solution, and we just have to create this. And this has to be linked to a particular user, right? So let's add a field user, or let's call it student, because in the LMS app everywhere it is student. Let's make it mandatory, and options will be user. Come on. Nice. Okay. So now what we want is we want a new doc of this thing to be created, right? So how do we do that? Okay. So on click, but click, handle, solution, submit, and we will need two things. Hmm. The problem name, right? It will be just name, problem dot name. And where will we store the query that the user is writing? Here, select star. So we have to store all of them, right? So there will be multiple. So it makes sense to store them in a reactive variable. Solutions equal to reactive. Empty object is fine, but then we'll do some magic here. vModel solutions solutions का problem name. Okay, I think we might have to initialize this to null. Let's see anyway. Let me just open up few dev tools and SQL portal. As you can see, solutions is a reactive object. It doesn't have any properties yet, but let's see. Undefined. What? Ha ha ha. There is some issue because see, it is mirroring this here. So it means they are bound to the same property, and which means the V model is doing some problems. Oh, same mistake. Okay, let's try now. Select. Nice. And as you can see, it is being stored against the ID of this problem. If I do this instead, it will be stored against this. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. So now it is easy, right? On submit, we just have to get the solution, right? So let's write this method here. Function on submit problem name, and we will submit it. So how do we submit it? We need to do create list resource already imported. Create list resource, and what is the doc type we want to create? What is the document we want to create? SQL problem solution, right? So this should be outside const problem solution called SQL problem. So I like to keep it the same as the doc type name. So here we can say SQL problem solution dot, and we can check the docs again of FrappeUI. List resource. Insert a new record. To-dos dot insert dot submit. Cool. Dot insert dot submit, and we will need to give it the mandatory data. So what is the mandatory data required for a solution? The problem, the student, the last submitted query. This will be the solution. So the problem will be the problem name, or we can make it succinct. And last submitted query will be solutions of problem. Nice. And student who submitted this will be the current logged in user. So how do we get that? Assignment area, let's check out how I have done this in the past. Okay, it's as easy as importing session user. Let's import session user. And then I have used it. Okay, it's a function. Nice. So we can say session user. Let's try it out. It might throw an error, but the only way to find out is to submit. Keep the console open. Select star from student. Let's check the backend. Nice, a solution got created and it was marked correct as well. So it was checked. Cool. Let's do the same for this thing. Select star from student. Obviously this is wrong. I will hit submit. I'll go back. Incorrect. Let's see, the number of columns returned are incorrect. Your query returns 2 columns while the expected number of awesome. Everything seems to fit in place. But how do we show the user that they passed, right? And that is why we have to somehow in the submit okay, how do we listen to success of a submit? Okay, here So in here we can say insert on success console.log submission successful, whatever data it gives us back. Let's go back. Let's submit. Select star from student. Okay, submission successful. Nice. And we are getting the status as well here. So clearly we can show the user that, okay, you are correct, right, or incorrect. So for that, what we need to do is, I will do just basic one, but the thing is done. So it's an issue because I am using my phone today. This thing isn't working for some reason. Will you work? No. So yeah, sorry for that. But yeah, I will try to speak a little louder. Okay. So this is on success and data is there. This works. So I want just let's just do one thing before we go. Canvas confetti. So if they pass, right, we show them confetti. Let's install this. Yarn add canvas confetti. And let's see how we can use this. Okay, you can give it the origin from where the confetti is being triggered. Nice. So yeah, let's do it. On submit, if it is successful, we'll show this confetti. Haha. Will be cool. And then we'll end the stream. Because now you know the drill. Like it's almost figured out. Now we have to manage state and do some stuff. But we made a portal, right? And once it is live, I will release and you'll be able to do it along with the course. Realistic look. Okay, we don't want that much. Random direction. Nope. This works. I'll just see how we can import it. Are these answers case insensitive? Yeah, we are directly giving it to the SQLite. And since SQL is a case insensitive language, and we are comparing the output, so it doesn't matter what case the input is in. So that we get automatically. Okay, let's try and import canvas confetti. Confetti. From canvas confetti. Yep. And then I will say on success confetti, or we can first try it out here itself. Confetti. Oh, it works, it works. And it triggers from random directions. But yeah, it works. So let's copy this example, and we want to render it wherever the button is, right? So I'll move it to on success of this. But how will we know where the problem is, right? So this is fine, I guess, when they submit, right? Select star from student, and this works, but I want it to be here somewhere. Hmm. So how is this origin? Let's do one thing. I will do this here. Window dot con c equal to confetti, and now I'll be able to play around it in with it in the JavaScript console. C. Yeah, this was the default one. Now let's give it origin y10. No, 10 is too much. 0.6. What is this? We have to check in the docs. What does this 0 point mean? Origin. Default 0.5. The X position on the page, with 0 being the left edge and 1 being the... Okay, 0.5 is the center. If it is not matched with the output, then also it shows incorrect. Sorry, I joined late. Any solutions, if it not match with the output, then also it shows incorrect. I didn't get, Rehan. Like, can you elaborate? So somehow we have to calculate this ratio if we want it to be here. So I can say x equal to 0.2. It will be 20% from here. 20% from here, center of the screen. So if somehow we are able to figure out the location, it is cool. Center is fine for now because the calculation, right? It will we'll have to get. So I'll just give you a hint of how we can go about doing it. Maybe I'll do it offline, but let's inspect this submit button, and I will store it global variable console temp one dot location. No, this will be position something, I don't know, dot get position of HTML. Ha, so much SQL today that I'm telling it. Okay, get bounding client rect. Huh. Get bounding client rectangle. So this returns the X and Y position. Okay. Dot X divided by the total width, which will give us the ratio. Window dot width, inner width, right? So 0.3. And if I move it this close, and call this again, it is 0.64. Makes sense. So got my point. So now I can calculate the ratio and show it near the submit button. Uh, I have time, so let's do it maybe. So we have to calculate the x and y, right? And for that particular problem. So we can have a ref here, const mm, uh, current solution equal to ref. Let's say some default value. Right. Confetti position equal to ref 0.5. So by default, render at the center. Can directly do better. Let's do better. X, Y, and then this can be reactive instead. Okay. So now we can say mm, origin is the confetti position. Nice. But now when we click the button, right, we will get uh, how do we do that? I want this particular button to go. Okay. Can I do this? Will I get the event? Let's say e comma problem console.log e return. I want the event, right? In normal stuff, it returns the pointer event. And will I get... Okay, it returns the X and Y directly of wherever they clicked, right? So we don't even need the, what do you say? So we can say confetti position dot x equal to e dot x, right? And confetti position dot y equal to e dot y. So this will be updated and then origin will get updated. So let's try it out. This looks cool. Let's refresh. There is a problem, it goes away. Yeah, select star from student. No. Failed to execute post message on worker object be cloned. What? Where is it coming from? Because this log came, I think confetti is not happy with reactive element. No. So let's do check. Mm. Mm. So it's coming from canvas confetti. Post message. Options. Very weird. What if I change this to normal? Oh, wait. Got it. This has to be between 0 and 1, right? So we have to get window dot inner width divided by window dot inner height. I think this might be the problem. Let's find out. Select star from student. Let's try small student. Nope. Now I won't stop the stream unless we figure out this thing. Worker 2 dot. Hmm. So this is the issue. It's fine. I will have to write this. So if the status is correct, then only we show confetti. Right now we were not doing that. So we can say x confetti position dot x y confetti position dot y. Okay. Final trial. Select star from student. Nice. So it originated from this submit button. If I do the same thing here, it originated from this submit button. Nice. Done. We implemented a nice feature, which was not that tricky once we figured out that event has the X and Y position wherever the user clicked, right? And then we divided it to get the ratio that canvas confetti required. And now we can say only if the answer is correct, give them the confetti. Oh, what? Give them the confetti, right? Let's see. Select first name from student. Okay. I think randomly it got correct because there is just one one or two folks. If I do last name, no, didn't work right. So yeah, I will finish it off by today and tomorrow. Let's see. But I think we covered decent stuff during the live stream, so it gives us an idea. So Rehan says, if any SQL problem have many solutions, then in that case also it evaluate as incorrect. Means how the status evaluate as correct or incorrect. Many solutions, uh, the output will be exact, right? Whatever problems we give here will be based on, will be deterministic, which will have one solution only. This is not a, what do you say? Uh, yeah, based on output. So one thing that can happen is the order of rows, right? For that, we implemented the logic that in the backend, if we don't consider the order, we are not considering the order, right? We are matching the set itself. In all other cases, it will check for exact stuff, right? Okay, this row should match with this row, this column should match with this column. Make sense? So even if they write a different SQL query which produces the same output, still correct, because the mechanism by which we are evaluating the query is by actually running that query against the database, right? That we did in the morning. So we just load the database using SQLite 3, execute the correct query, execute the submitted query, and compare those two. Make sense now, Rehan? So select star from. So the next step will be to, once they submit and it is marked correct, to disable this thing and show it as solved. For that, we have to load the solution that they have submitted, right? So maybe somewhere where we are loading the problems, we also load the solution. So similar, create list resource, and we say doc type will be SQL problem solution. Fields will be, we'll see what fields we want. For now, I'll get all the fields. Filters will be problem set will be route dot params dot set name. Student will be session user, right? Auto to, let's log it on success. Okay, let's try it. Field not permitted in query problem set. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. It takes the problem and not the uh, problem set. That is fine. So we don't need this. We need the just all the submissions by this student. See, 15 solutions. This is a problem because this is creating this multiple solutions. Instead, it should update an existing one as well. So that we have to handle here somehow. Or write a API in the backend and handle. That also works. That might be easier. Otherwise, here we will have to call the backend again and ask if this exists and then either insert or update, right? But yeah, that all is nice. Wait, basic portal work structure. This is a structure. Let's push it. And yeah, I think this was nice. So now if I create a other problem set, it will also come. We need to also show feedback. Cool, I will end it here. Thanks for joining in, everyone. I hope it was fun. It was fun for me. We did about more than an hour, and in the morning we did like more than 2 hours. So we have pretty decent base now, and we can build upon it. And nice, cool. I think this was an interesting project because we combined some more stuff from the Python world and uh, this cleanup, right? Just watch this repository. I will do the cleanup behind the scenes. Or we can do it like maybe if there is enough demand, I will do the cleanup live because this screams dry. Maybe tomorrow morning, if I feel the motivation, I will do another stream of this thing because tomorrow evening we have Let's Learn ERP next. Awesome. Good to hear, Rehan, that you learned a lot from this. Yes. Cool. Bye bye, everyone. good night, good morning, whatever works for you.